This is Steve Leone from Renewable Energy World. We're at the Event Broadcast Center at Intersolar North America 2011 in San Francisco. I have with me as my guest today, Andrew Beebe, Chief Commercial Officer at Suntech. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
So, Suntech is the world's largest manufacturer of PV modules. By and large, is a strong presence in China. However, in 2010, you opened up a manufacturing facility in Arizona. I'm interested to know what were the factors that led Suntech to look at the U.S. market and decide that this is a good place to set up a manufacturing facility.
Sure. We spent the last probably 4 or 5 years really focusing on becoming a global company. We have a global management team, and we've got global offices around the world. We're in over 18 countries. We've got regional offices with regional teams who speak the local languages, from sales to customer service, and it was really just a logical extension to say, where are we going to put our first manufacturing facilities outside of China? This is part of a view for the company to become more and more global and get closer to our customers. The US was a logical choice because it had a couple of the necessary environmental conditions set up well. We saw a very long-term market here that's going to continue to grow and expand and present more and more opportunity for the company. We also had a great workforce, great supply chain, and a proximity to that new market growth. So in the future, where we see opportunity around the world that's very stable and very large scale, I think we'll continue to repeat this process of building production closer and closer to our customers.
Okay, so geographically, you're set up in Arizona. What factors would you see that would lead to expansion of that plant, and would it ever be something that could compete with the Chinese production that you have?
The plant opened last October, and we're now up in the 40 megawatt range. We continue to grow. We recently added a third shift, and there's room there to double or even triple the expansion of that module production. So I think we've designed it to grow, and we've got a lot of room for growth. If the US market can continue to grow at the pace that we and SIA and some of the industry organizations want, I think you'll see us continue to invest there.
Okay. Do you see that market serving exclusively the North American territories?
Yeah, what's being produced here really is beneficial to the North American markets. We have a big opportunity in Canada, so product that's produced in Arizona could also go there. But really, I think the intention is to be closer to the customer, so we will be shipping that product in the US.
Okay. What are the biggest factors facing manufacturing right now, and how does Suntech plan to solve these?
We're the largest producer in the world. It also makes us one of the largest purchasers in the world. I think we buy more silicon than any company on the planet. We buy probably more silver paste and EVA and other components than anyone in the world. And so it's meant, as the industry's grown, it's meant taking a leadership position in building out those supply chains and logistics and making sure that you balance the incoming components with the outgoing demand. And I think that's a big challenge for the whole industry. And frankly, I think the companies that do that well and maintain the highest quality available will be the big players of the future.
So as a company based in China, how does the company view kind of the uncertain policy that's facing the U.S. market right now in terms of manufacturing? Most
95% of our revenues always come from outside of China, so the company's really been global from the beginning. We sell across Europe, where right now about half of our revenue comes from. In the past, closer to 80% came from Europe. So we're actually quite familiar with markets that go up and down in terms of predictability and in terms of subsidy support and policy challenges. I think we've learned to live with that as a necessary part of the process before we reach grid parity in major markets. The great news is that over the next 5 years, we're going to see grid parity become a true reality, I think, in the United States, in places like Italy, and of course Germany and others very soon after. And as those markets become more economically driven and less policy driven, really the sky's the limit.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Andrew, for talking about manufacturing in the U.S. and how your company plans to fit in with that.